So welcome back to my channel, and today's video, as you can see from the title, is going to be about my reflections for the past 1 year. And today I'm actually flying back to Japan with Evan. So it's actually midnight, March 22nd. Yeah, so today we're flying back to Japan, and just want to talk about how this past 1 year has been. I've been receiving a lot of support from my friends and family, especially from my family side, because they know that I was facing a lot of stress, and I am really very grateful to them. So this video is actually for me to reflect on what happened, and I think it is also quite interesting because I can look back on how I managed to survive 1 year of motherhood. Yeah. So to start things off, Evan was born in late February last year, and I remember during my stay in the hospital, it was quite okay, but I did panic a little bit in the hospital because it was my first time handling a baby, even though I had actually saw how my sister-in-law took care of my nephews, and then I sort of look and see how things were done back then. So I remember that Evan was having his hiccups, and then I panicked. I even asked the nurse, "Oh dear, he's having hiccups. What should I do? How can I help him to feel better?" And I remember that the nurse told me that there's nothing we can do, so the only thing is to let the hiccup go off naturally. And I also remember he pooped many times right after his milk feed. And I think the worst one was when he actually was very anxious in finding when it comes to breastfeeding, he was very anxious to find the nipple, but then because mine was pretty short, and then he could not find it, he was very anxious, and then he was craving for milk badly. So I ended up bottle feeding him for the first 6 months with breast milk, and my supply wasn't that consistent because I feel that I was very alone in this whole thing. Partly because my husband was also busy with his work. I don't blame him because he's the typical Japanese man, so I kind of okay, I accept it. I accept my fate, so there's no choice. And then I remember I had to take care of Evan alone, and I think the first 3 months I had postpartum depression. It was kind of serious because I really had suicidal thoughts, and I even took a penknife. It was that serious. My husband had to stop me. Yeah. So and I think it was right before we moved to our new place, and then I even had confinement nannies to come over to my place to look after me and Evan, especially for the first 2 weeks. For the third and fourth week. Sorry for that, because my mom came for the first 2 weeks. I would say my mom, although she didn't really help out much, but she cared for me. She actually cooked food, really good confinement food for me. Although I did complain a little bit, but nevertheless, I still want to thank my mom. She took out time from her work just to come down to take care of me for the first 2 weeks. It was really heartwarming to know, because I didn't expect my mom to do it for me. Yeah. And then after that, after the confinement nanny left, the very first one, I remember I was very stressed out because I didn't know how to take care of Evan, and I wasn't getting enough rest at all. So it was quite stressful, and I remember my husband telling me that, "Oh, you had all the time to take care of the baby. It should be okay for you." But it wasn't that easy. So I ended up calling like hiring confinement nannies for the day just to help me survive. And then Evan, he also like spit up milk a lot because there's like a lot of gas in the stomach, especially when it comes to the second month. They say it's the 胀气 period. So he wants to drink a lot, but yet he was like puking a lot. So I was washing his clothes literally like every 2-3 hours. And I didn't buy a lot of clothes back then because I think there wasn't a need. And then it was until he started like spitting out a lot of milk, I started to buy more clothes online and then have them delivered immediately. So it was quite a stressful period, and I hired different confinement nannies for the days because I wanted someone who was good. I mean, I wouldn't say who was good, but someone who can commit. But my husband was against this idea until we moved to our new place. And then I actually told him that, okay, since you're moving and then I need to take care of baby, and then you want me to clean up the house, it's something that I can't do it. So we decided to hire a confinement nanny from China for about, I think, 2 weeks. Then my mother-in-law came, and I remember when my mother-in-law came, I was frustrated because it's not that she didn't help much, but I guess she was a bit oblivious to the whole situation, that I actually lost my patience at her. And I actually screamed. I would say more like I screamed at her saying that you're not helping me that much, and then I hope you can be more oblivious to the whole situation and so on. And then after that, after my mother-in-law went back to Osaka, I hired another confinement nanny just to survive for about 3 weeks before my family came over to Japan for the June holidays. So I felt a sense of relief when my family members came, because my sister-in-law, she's very experienced. I mean, my brother also, my second brother, they have 3 kids, and the third one is 3.5 months apart away from Evan. So it's a relief to see how my second brother and my sister-in-law help me out a lot. And then after that, we went back to Singapore together. And then in Singapore, I had my mother, my helper, who previously took care of my father, to help out in taking care of Evan. And then I felt really relieved back in Singapore because I've been speaking in English, so there's no communication barrier. And then as mentioned earlier, there was a lot of help being provided. And then my second brother and my second sister-in-law, and their kids would come over on every Sunday, and then they would help me out, give advice and so on. So I'm really thankful for that. Yeah, and also I did manage to meet up with friends, like for example my clique, the Japan travel clique. They also I meet up with them, we chit chat. And then my uni classmates who actually give me a lot of advice. Yeah, so I'm very thankful for that. Then fast 2 months in Singapore, fast forward to August, I had to fly back because of Evan's vaccination, and also my medical checkup, which I actually postponed all the way to this year March. So I went back for about, I think, 5 days. Initially it was about a week, but then I cut short the trip to 5 days because I was so angry that I actually told my husband that, okay, I want to go back immediately, since you're not able to help me much. And then because he was also starting in his new role, so I told him that since you're in your new role, you need more time to get used to it, and I don't want to take up much of your time it's best for me to go back earlier so that you can concentrate on work, and I can also get support from my family back in Singapore. So that's what we agreed on. And then I went back, and then after that in Singapore, Evan was hospitalized twice. The first was due to suspected acute bronchitis, but thankfully it wasn't a big issue, but it kind of scared me and my mom and my helper because he was vomiting milk quite a lot, and then his cough couldn't stop, so had no choice but to send him to NUH for to check. And he was, there's this wheezing sound that we hear, and it actually pained me to see that they had to do the suction on him. I mean, he doesn't like it at all, but it really pained me a lot. And then the worst case was during his stay in NUH, because he wasn't eating that well, he had to get an IV drip. And I remember the nurses told me that when they're about to put the IV drip, they told me to step outside of the room, but I told them, say that it's okay, I can take it. So I had to hold Evan down because he was quite strong back then. I mean, now he's also very strong. You know, he can actually push us with his hands and so on. So I remember the nurses weren't able to hold him down because they don't want to exert too much strength on him. So I had to hold him down so that the nurses will be able to the doctor, I think it was a doctor, the doctor will be able to insert the IV drip into him. And then I think the first doctor wasn't able to find the vein because like his palm, the veins here, right, it was, his was a bit plump, and then they couldn't find the vein, so he was in pain, and my heart actually sank, and I felt really guilty for not being able to protect him. So yeah, that was one of my guilt till date. And then after that, he was discharged, and then he went in another time because he was having severe diarrhea. But the case was really, really funny because I remember I brought him to the doctor. He was having diarrhea, and then after that, the doctor said okay to admit him into NUH first to observe, and then once we were admitted, he was totally fine. He was like jumping up and down. I was like, you don't look like a sick boy to me. Yeah, and then he was well loved by the nurses down there. I remember there were trainee nurses down there, and they really loved him a lot. And I think Evan, he liked the nurses there too. Then fast forward to November, and then we had to go back because I promised my husband that we will go back for a new year. So I stayed in Japan for a month, and I actually did meet up with a few friends, and also meet new friends over in Japan. I won't say meet new friends, but more like got to know more things about my work area, like how difficult it is to get into childcare. And then I also got to know like there are different facilities nearby my place where I could use, such as like the Jidokan, and also there is a play area in one of the shopping malls near my house. So I actually use those places, and including the library. They are really great places for Evan to spend his energy. So it was pretty okay, and Evan back then was more, he doesn't need to be fed with milk that often. And the only issue that I had back in November was that it was too cold, and my husband changed the bed. So it was a bunk bed, I remember, and it was very difficult for us to sleep in, so I had to sleep in the living room with Evan on the floor with a mat, definitely. And then I remember we slept on the floor for like a month before coming back to Singapore right after New Year. And I also remember that I actually went back earlier as expected, because I also did consider that my husband wouldn't have time to send us to the airport, because our initial date to fly back was on a weekday. So I actually came back on a weekend, and then we spent our Chinese New Year here, and we're supposed to fly back in February, February, but because Evan wasn't able to get into childcare. I mean, if you see my previous video, he wasn't able to get in, so I extended my childcare leave for another month to see how things go, like deciding on whether he could get in or not. And I mean, even he could not get in, me and my husband, we decided to send him to an international school, or rather to say Ningka Gai, which is the private childcare, so that I am able to go back to work in April. So sadly, if you see my previous video, he wasn't able to enter. So currently we decided to let him enter an international school, and then I'll be starting work in April. Yeah, so that is the whole 1 year that has happened after giving birth to Evan. And to be honest, this 1 year made me realize a lot of things that I did not realize earlier. Like, for example, my mom, I didn't know that she would be so supportive of me. Like, whatever I decide, she supports. I mean, although we did have like some quarrels here and there, like, because she will always say that, it's your own baby, you should take care of him and so on. But there are times that I really wanted to get a rest, because I'm really very, very tired. And I would say, even though I'm back in Singapore, no doubt my helper, like, she does help out to look after Evan. I mean, I would say it's that perfect. I mean, definitely everyone has their own flaws, but I guess my mom wants me to be responsible for Evan, since, like, I mean, I'm the one who gave birth to him, and I'm responsible for his life. So she kind of like said it in a way that you should care for your own baby. The baby is yours. You can't put him in the care of others. And I mean, I agree to a certain extent, but still I need my break. I mean, sometimes we do need a break from things. So yeah, we did quarrel a little bit. I mean, then after that we put down our differences after seeing Evan. So yeah, and I didn't expect my mom to be like that, because my mom, I would say, she's a workaholic, sadly, and I don't remember. I mean, she doesn't really show her care and concern like outwardly to others. I guess her care and concern for us is in another form, until I see how like she treats Evan. Because I mean, Evan is not her first grandson, it's the fourth one, but she loves Evan a lot. I mean, she loves playing with him. And then I do remember every morning whenever she sees Evan, she'll say, Evan is so cute and so on. So I mean, it really warms my heart. And then after that, the next person to thank is actually my helper, because she really tries her best, play with Evan, sometimes help him to change his diapers, and then sometimes I do need to go out and do some errand. She offers to take care of him while I'm away, or sometimes I'm away, like doing massage downstairs. Yeah, she does offer her help, and then she'll put down her chores, just to help me take care. And then for me, the only way that I can show my gratitude to her is like, buying her more food, treating her breakfast and so on. Yeah. And then after that is my brother and sister-in-law. They actually help out a lot, to be honest. I think it was in the first few months I did reach out to my sister-in-law the most. I was messaging her, and then after that, I think my mom went back to Singapore. for the first weeks of confinement, I remember I called her, and then I remember I was crying because I was so stressed to the extent that I wanted to end my life. It was that serious. So she actually talked to me and then said that, you know, try to hang in there. And then my brother also, I mean my brother, sometimes he can say some sarcastic stuff, but yeah, I mean that's the relationship between us. But he still gave very good advices, because I mean he's a father of 3, and he also does help to take care of Evan, like sometimes during the weekends, on Sunday when I have to, you know, go to the toilet or something, you know, he helps to, you know, take care of Evan, play with him and so on. Although I mean he will just, you know, sometimes annoy Evan with his, you know, the beard and so on. But yeah, I'm really very thankful. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah, just looking back at what happened for the past year, I'm really thankful to everyone. Yeah, I'm very sad that I have to go back to Japan to work, but this year has been very meaningful. Yep. So sorry about just now. Yeah, I can't stop tearing. Yep, so that's about it for this video. I know it's a bit emotional, but yeah, just want to, you know, film down my thoughts and my reflections for the past 1 year. Yeah, thank you for watching this video. And as usual, please help to like, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to see more videos not like this, you know, I'll be posting more videos. Maybe it'll be on Japan, since I'll be based in Japan from now on. Yeah, so if you'd like to see more videos, do remember help to support this channel so I can keep working hard. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.